For many years, Oxford has accommodated many scholars and members of the royal family, renowned worldwide for many reasons including its astounding architecture and more recently its reputation as a vibrant student town. At the heart of this unique city lies the University of Oxford, its buildings and churches dating back to when the Saxons first established the city in the 10th century. The town's exceptional architecture of medieval towers and spires creates this distinctive atmosphere. It is not difficult to comprehend why the city has been referred to as the City of Dreaming Spires. The aim of this project is to analyse whether Oxford has a sense of place by relating to Gordon Cullen's concept of concise townscape, whereby he examined the distinctions from one place to another, creating this notion of individuality. My route begins on Market Street, just outside the Covent Market. I make my way to Turl Street and take a left. When reaching Broad Street, I take a right and head past the Sheldonian Theatre and Clarendon Building. I turn right down Cat Street until I reach an archway leading into the Bodleian Library Square. Proceeding to the left, I find another archway that leads onto the Radcliffe Square. Walking to the right of the square, I reach a narrow alleyway called St Mary's Passage. At the end of this alley, I am confronted by the main high street, and this is where my route ends. As you walk down Market Street, it is already clear that the architecture is very deflecting, which arouses intrigue. Upon reaching Turl Street, you can identify three different uses of space: the main road, the pathway down Brasenose Lane, and the path to the right of Turl Street. As you look down Brasenose Lane, you can see the path curves to the right, which suggests that there is something else round the corner and could entice you to walk down there. Turning down Turl Street, the channelled nature of the street encourages you to walk to the end, where you can glimpse the gates and trees of Trinity College. Once you reach Broad Street, there is a greater sense of openness, enhanced by the scale of the buildings. Looking right, you can attain a sense of here and there, with a space in between. The road is the hypothetical bridge between you and the Sheldonian Theatre in the distance. Upon reaching the Sheldonian Theatre, the fences in front of the building create a sense of mystery, as there is obviously something worth protecting behind them. The gate is very inviting and again entices you to go through and have a look. Both these components clearly define what is public space and what is private. At the end of Broad Street, the curved nature of the street draws your attention down Cat Street and past the Clarendon Building. Again, the fence and gates enhance both notions of privacy and mystery, but also enticing you to walk through. The bridge to the left of Cat Street instantly captures your attention and also enhances the here-ness and there-ness, as it encourages walking to the space beyond it. The archway leading into the Bodleian Library is a great example of infinity. You're not quite sure what is beyond. The difference from being outside to inside arouses intrigue and curiosity. When walking through the archway, you are welcomed by an open square, a great example of enclosed and captured space. Similarly, the archway does not reveal the vastness of the square, generating a sense of shock and excitement. The archway to the left, leading onto the Radcliffe Square, has the same effect. It is noticeable that there is a great rhythm between the open and enclosed spaces, enhancing a great contrast in atmospheres. One flows from one space to another. Entering the Radcliffe Square, you are immediately met by an architecturally astounding building. The facade of this building is very deflecting and encourages you to walk around it. The prominence of this building makes it a great example of a grand vista. Walking to the right of the building, one meets the end of Brasenose Lane, and the change in materials from pavement to cobbled street enhances the different surface uses. Similarly, it highlights this notion of here and there. Walking towards St Mary's Church, you notice a very impressive tower with spires, which can be seen from a great distance. To the right of the church is a narrow passage called St Mary's Passage. The nature of this passage entices you to walk through it, another example of this here-ness and there-ness. It also creates a sense of anticipation and mystery. Beyond this lies the main high street. You are immediately met by the different uses in space, the road, pavements and prominent buildings. There is a contrast in architecture, the simplistic old bank hotel and the more intrinsic, colourful shops that make up the bustling high street. In conclusion, Oxford is a hugely distinctive city and very much has a sense of place and its own identity. It has a unique atmosphere which is largely generated by the architecture of its buildings and its enticing streets. Every corner contains an element of mystery. This process has allowed me to analyse the components that are necessary in generating originality within a town.